What's everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another night at Northwoods TCG, where today we're going to be talking about, are scammers actually ruining the hobby? Now, this is an interesting question. Can be seen a lot of different ways. There can be some arguments for both directions when it comes down to whether or not they really are. Fact of the matter is that what we've seen and how we've seen it have continued to change. So before we get too far into this, I'm going to give a little bit of time, just as normal. Kick it off. Thank you so far to the people that have joined into the chat. Poketino, thank you very much for joining. Yeah, sorry if 8:55 your time, I'm sure, or 7:55 your time. I accidentally forgot to change it to 8 o'clock, so it did have the wrong time. But we are here now. We're all kicked in. We're ready to go. Once again, thank you, LWIAY 84. Thank you for stopping by. Once again, hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. Of course, we're coming already into the midpoint of the week. Thank you, everybody that's coming in. I'm starting to see some people coming in on the viewers, so thank you guys for stopping in finally. I know it just takes a little bit sometimes to get things going and get it moving, so we'll give it a little bit of time before we get started here tonight. Once again, thank you, everybody that's out there, and thanks for the people in the chat so far. Once again, I'm not going to leave much dead time. We're going to be talking about scamming today, and what does it really truly mean for the hobby? And are we seeing a huge downturn because of these specific things? Exposed, Pokemon is dead. Not quite, but you can think that. Pokemon is far from dead, and if you think it's dead, then you're looking in the wrong spots. Once again, we're going to be talking about scammers. Are scammers really hurting the hobby? Is that the reason that we're seeing these big downturns and changes in the hobby? Is that because of scamming? Like we seem to be told by quite a few individuals, and we keep hearing it, that scamming. Of course, you listen to Opossum Bud, you listen to Rattle, we keep hearing all different scams coming from like Charizard King, all the way through from, all the different ones that we continually hear. And the real question is, the interesting thing is that no matter what you look at, you can find scamming. Doesn't matter if it's in Pokemon TCG. It can go through insurance. It can go through every day part of your life. There's always somebody trying to make $1 on you. And the fact of the matter is that you can easily trip into those things. And even when I was talking about the PokeRef packs, people said, well, you could take a chance at a PokeRef pack, but you could also just buy a open pack off of eBay and not realize it. And yes, that is a very good possibility. It is possible for that to happen, and it is likely if you purchase from the wrong places. Once again, it's one of those things. If you purchase from the right places and you understand the ratings and be very cautious about where you buy from, I've never been scammed personally on any of those big ticket items when I've purchased them, just because I do the research on a seller, and I'm always cautious. I'm a cautious individual at the end of the day. So my thought process is always to vet people and be sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Granted, even that's not 100%, foolproof, but are scams actually causing downturns? And I don't think scamming is actually causing downturns as much as people think. I think a lot of people get disheartened. I know some people will get disheartened when their favorite, Twitch or TikTok or any of these individuals sit there and scam them. They feel cheated. They feel upset. They tend to blame themselves for not seeing it when it was happening, whether we go to, what the heck? I'm drawing a complete blank right now. And it's even on my stinking thing. But anyways, there's breakers that do that, like with the energy game. We got the energy game that was out there where people were able to tell the packs. You use Darkness Ablaze, and they knew the energy cycle, so they knew exactly what the energy pattern was inside the booster boxes. And once they got that energy pattern, they could switch packs in and out in order to make sure you didn't win the games. And that's a rigging system, and that's definitely a scam. We can sit there and look at Charizard King, who was trusted, and people believed that he was actually going to go ahead and sell their packs legitimately or graded cards, such as that Lugia card, and then he skims money right off the top. Not new. None of these things are completely new, and yes, there is a bit of trust sometimes, especially when you're selling cards through consignment. Consignment is one of those things. I understand it makes it a little bit easier to sell your cards. It makes it easier to turn and move things. But on the other part of it, it also takes a chance that consignor is not telling the truth. And, just like we see now, they typically get brought out. It usually happens. Eventually, it happens where someone sees these things And then the evidence comes out. The buyer sits there and says, well, wait, what I bought this for is not what you're saying, telling the consumer, the person that was selling it, how much it is. You're scalping money or taking money off the top. And these are all situations that are going to continue to happen. These are things that will continue to move and continue to do things like this. People are going to continue to do this. And I hate to say it, guys, this isn't new. This has been stuff that's been happening since 1999. Scalping has been scamming has been a big part of it. And it will continue to be a part of the hobby. It will be continuing to do this in any hobby that you do. Anywhere you go, anything that you try and do, there's a potential that someone will scam you, especially in the collectibles markets and any kind of markets in where opportunities are moving, money's moving, and there's large amounts of money moving. Scamming is a thing. It always will happen. Will always be there. Now, is it actually ruining the hobby? No, I don't think it's actually ruining the hobby. And I think the bigger problem is that we have more channels sitting there telling everybody about these scams, telling everybody that scammers are happening, and continually putting videos of just scammers. And the funny thing is that YouTube really likes to push those videos. If I talk about scammers, even like the PokeRef packs where I was comparing on last Friday's video, where I was talking about the true value inside of those versus the profit margins that he's making on those videos do really well. Those videos accelerate really fast, and people love the scam. They love the drama. For whatever reason, scamming really does get people engaged, and it gets people tied into what's happening, and they really start to pay attention to the drama factor of it. Now, I put out a video talking about good things that I've done good in the community, and the videos don't go anywhere. So even YouTube is partially at fault for pushing the bad narratives more than it's good at pushing the good narratives. Is there anything you can do about that? Well, you could stop watching the drama, but that's not going to happen. You would have to change 99% of people's opinion on YouTube that these drama things are not worth watching, which is probably not going to happen. But the other part of it is, too, is that you can start to understand that every market that we're in, everything that you do, anything that's occurring currently in any hobby, whether it's sports cards, Beanie Babies probably, even coming down to Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, even if you go into other collectibles such as cars, buying a vehicle in the open market, all of these things all have the potential for scams. You just need to be able to understand that they're there. They're not as prevalent as they really get pushed out to be. Let's be honest, are a bunch of listings on eBay falsified packs? No, probably a majority of them are from reputable sellers that are selling WotC era packs. They are perfectly legit. They have not been opened. They're still sealed. They're still proper. And you could buy them, open them, and of course, go ahead and enjoy those packs. If you want to keep them sealed, you can keep them sealed. If you want to go ahead and open them, you can open them. Take the chance. Chances are it may vary depending on what you're getting. You might get light packs, and there's a chance there too. You could be scammed on light packs too, like the heavy packs. But once again, there are a lot of reputable people that you can purchase from. Even WotC packs, there's a ton of people on eBay, on different sites that are selling that are very reputable, have high reviews. People will say in the reviews that they're doing extremely good, that they're exactly what they asked for. Packs were not tampered with. We can know all of these things. Is that important to know when it comes down to when you're purchasing things? Yes. And those are the best things you can do to protect yourself from scamming in this market. That and really understand the market. If you're going into WotC and you're going into older era packs specifically in hopes of getting some really good packs, understand how to spot scams. Understand how to spot open packs. Understand that these booster boxes haven't tampered with and why. And also understand that which boxes were wrapped with what and what the wrappings look like. Because even modern booster boxes can be scammed. Look at how many XY Evolutions booster boxes are out there that are complete and total scams. And people are selling them for like $250 to $500. I've seen them sell at that. Instantly knew that they were scammed because you could see the side of the box had red, green, blue, and packs inside of it, which are all indicative of a fake booster box because they should all be blue. We all know that if you open the products. Once again, if you're opening these expensive products and you don't want to be scammed, research that product. Understand what it looks like. Understand what it looked like when it was sold. And that can really give you a leg or an edge up when it comes down to understanding which ones are scammed and which ones are not. Now, we can look at the other scam, or what you could consider a scam, and it's iffy. Let me put it that way. After did my video on Friday talking about these mystery packs from content creators, and I used PokeRest Pack as an example, and it's a good example when it comes down to the profit margins that they're looking at. Now, once again, if you look at certain profit margins, you typically look for 20 to 30% profit margins inside of there. And there was some guy who was doing profit margin should be between like a profit margin of 10% is perfect. That's what that one comment had. He was giving me the profit margin of it, and I'm looking at the actual different equation, which is how much you're making over the costs. So if you're looking at the differences between those, having a 20 to 30% over cost is right where typical business runs. If I purchase equipment and I bring it in, I get it from my wholesaler, they usually sell it and they list things at MSRP. That gives me that 20 to 30% that I'm looking for my markups. So my markup values are going to be between 20 and 30% on equipment. That's how I make profit, right? If I didn't have that, I'm not making profit. So that's my profitability margin right there, is trying to keep that 20 to 30%. Now, when you're looking at these PokeRef packs, they're running about 60. And one person pointed out that I was using first edition packs, and I was just giving the benefit of the doubt. I was trying to use the best number I could for those. But we all know that, if them are unlimited packs, which going back to his other video where he was showing them, they look like they're unlimited. Those packs are even worse. You can buy them for 180 to 200, not 350. So even that makes it worse. Potentiality for that. And what do we do when you see those things? Well, as a consumer, you have one of two options. You can understand what's inside of there, understand the cost of the packs that you could potentially get, understand your odds, and you can decide whether or not to purchase these. Now, taking advantage of your community is more of a moral issue, in my opinion. Any of these content creators that are charging 60 to 100% over the value of what they're offering inside of those mystery packs runs into a morality issue. It's not very moral, in my opinion. Would I do something like that personally? No, I don't think that I would ever have a community big enough, I would have to see myself in the mirror. And that's always the thing that I have as a business owner myself, is I always have to be able to go home and look at myself in the mirror and say, I did the best I could. I gave everybody the best opportunities I could. And overall, I understand that we have to make money at the end of the day. If I'm not making profit, I'm not having a good business. But I also have to know that I'm giving people the best costs that I can. I need to run my business and be successful in my business and continue to put food on my table. But on the other hand, I need to be sure that I'm not overcharging people and using my name, my push and my identity to take advantage of people when it comes down to cost. So, and once again, it's a morality issue. If you don't have that morality, it is what it is. You can try it, and the only other thing that's going to catch you on that is that the consumers just don't buy it. If you don't like a creator mystery pack, and you don't like the odds of pulling that, fossil pack inside of there, you don't like the potential costs, just go buy what you want. Go buy the packs. You'd be a lot cheaper than buying a $55 pack. Because let's be honest, if you bought 5 of those, right? 5, yeah, not even. Yeah, 5 of them would put you cheaper. It'd be cheaper to buy the fossil pack and almost buy the packs for that than actually buying the mystery packs. 6 of them, you could buy all the packs in the mystery packs and the fossil pack and still be less cost than what you would actually go into actually trying to, the chances of you actually pulling that. And that's the same with any content creator ones. It's a gamble. I understand. If you buy one and you hit, you made bank. That's a really good deal. But if you don't hit, you're losing money big time on those packs. And is that fair? I don't know. It's kind of a trick. You knew the risks, and as long as you understand the risks and you're buying them, then it just is what it is when it comes down to the marketplace. Now, I don't agree with it. I didn't want to go into saying it's a scam because he is giving you the odds. You are having the opportunities he's presenting. He doesn't put a value on those packs to say the packs inside of here are worth set amount. He doesn't do any of those things, and that is a very interesting conundrum that you can sit there and really discuss, and you can really look at when you're actually talking about mystery packs. So once again, scamming can be one of those things. There's a lot of different views that you could take on it. You could say it's a scam because of this, but you can also sit there and just say mystery packs are what they are. I understand the risks, and I'm a gambler. I love to gamble, throw the dice, see what I can get out of these. But in general, they're overpriced. They're in favor of the creator at the end of the day. They're not favoring you in any way, shape, or form. The creator of these mystery packs have no thought process that they're losing money. If you think that they had the intention or thought process that if you accidentally pull that fossil pack, they're going to lose money, then you definitely don't understand the business concept of any business. Their ultimate goal is to make money. They will not be losing money. None of them are going to lose money. And that's the fact of how they're going to operate. And that's just like breaking down 25 of those. It's going to cost them, even PokeRep packs. If you were to make 25 of those packs with what he's offering inside of there, $800. That's cost, labor, packaging, everything. That's the worst case. Worst case scenario is he's got $800 into those. And if you went and bought 25 of those, you're going to pay $1,300. He is well on the receiving end of those packs, and it's meant to be that way. And once again, when you're seeing 50 to 60% over cost, it's not something I'm interested in. Some people love the chase. Some people love the mystery packs, and I don't have anything against you if you do. I'm not that guy. I don't like mystery packs. I don't think that they're a good thing, but I also don't think they're unhealthy in a way either. I think they're unhealthy for people that have gambling addictions, because that's all that these mystery packs are really driving on. They're driving on the fact that you want to gamble your money for the chance at a big prize. It's the same thing as that we just went to Tomfoolery's this morning before I came home, before I did this live with my kids down in Wisconsin Dells. Is Tomfoolery's really worth it to get that $10,000 tickets to try and get this one big prize? No, you're going to spend a lot more money to get those 10,000 tickets unless you have absolute good luck and skill. You're not going to make money on those $10,000 tickets. Some YouTube channel guys will. They've shown it. They have the skills. They have the availability and the ability to do that. But for the general public, it'd be cheaper to go buy the prize than it would be to actually try and win it through tomfoolery. So, once again, it's the same concept overall. It's in the bank's favor when it comes down to these actual mystery products. I would fall short of calling them a scam. Do I think that some of the creators of them have a morality problem? Yes, they don't have a problem with you overspending on their product and using their name to do that and use their influence to push you to purchase these things at an overpriced amount so that you can get a fantastic deal from them. And, if you're willing to take the risk, then that's all in your court. Overall, scamming, though, is there. It will always be there. It will never go away. It will never be something that won't exist. And if you think that it's going to go away at some point in time, even when the hobby is clear of everybody that's in this for just money, when you think it's going to go back to just collecting, it's still going to be there. It's been there forever. The only difference is that YouTube likes to push the videos that talk about scamming, because scamming is drama, and drama sells you advertisement. And if you're willing to sit here and listen to people talk about scams and they will get full advertisement on those videos, they'll push them in front of you all day long. I can do a video, and I've done several of them. You can go back and try and find them that do not get pushed by YouTube just because of the fact that it's talking about good things we're doing in the community. I've done videos on people doing very nice things in the community, helping the community, building the community, but those videos go nowhere. They get 300 views. There's a bunch of them back there that get like 100 to 300 views when the channels I talk about with drama and scamming will get 4,000 views. And they're all really close to each other. So it's not like my channel was better or bigger or that I had more of a wave. It's just the fact that YouTube knows that when you talk about scamming and drama, it sells advertisement. They're going to push that video. When you talk about good things in the community and good fun, they feel the video is boring and it's not as exciting. And it isn't. People aren't as drawn to the excitement of people being happy and doing good things as they are to the negativity and drama. It's just a human culture in general, and a human psychology at the time is just constantly doing that. And YouTube knows it. They know where to put the views. I just did a video, a short, where I was just talking about how I take like these tins. So like these Pokemon 151. But any of these mini tins. I love these mini tins because I like to take these and actually open them up. I take everything out of them. I do ETBs, so for new collectors, I put in like the dice and I make a little trainer kit. They don't have to buy an ETB. They don't have to do any of that. If you guys have these guys for your LGSs, if you guys are opening a lot of product and have these mini tins and stuff laying around and ETBs laying around, I like taking them, putting them together, taking the dice, the damage counters, putting them in here. I get like a cheap V card, $1 V card, or right now an EX card, putting them in these tins, and I like to give them for free to my local LGSs, LCSs that are doing tournaments. They love to give them to new players. So they get a new player in, they don't know what they're doing, they don't have everything that they need, and they're guessing. So instead of them having to go and buy, an ETB in order to get the stuff out of it that they're looking for, and it's expensive, which may drive some people away, they can just go ahead and give them this mini tin. They get a free EX card that's inside of it. Yeah, it may not go with anything, but it's fun for a kid. If they're getting a free EX, the dice, the damage counters, and the coin inside of here, it's a little kit. It's ready to go, and they can have fun and just not have to make a big purchase, and it's free to them. It's that incentive that will drive the hobby when it comes down to growing it. So, once again, it's just but those videos, they go nowhere. YouTube does not push those videos, and that's why you hear about all these scams, all the things going wrong in the hobby, why you hear all the bad things that are going on in the hobby versus the good things, and that's a situation that we continually see. So, once again, thank you guys. That's where I'm at right now. I went about 20 minutes on my rant, so I'm going to call her quits right there with the ranting. And I'm going to go to the chat right now. We don't have much for a chat tonight. That's all right. Like I said, I can see there's about 13 people out there right now. So, exposed, like I said, once again, I already said, Pokemon is not dead. It's just where you look. Certain areas are always dead, and there's always going to be people pushing the narrative that Pokemon's dead. And to be 100% honest, it's just that they don't want to look, and they're looking at the sealed market, and they're seeing continual drops right now on modern Pokemon, and that's their big push right now, is that it's dead because of that. Welcome, Hawaii 50. Thanks for joining. Thanks for stopping in, saying hi in the chat. Guys, make sure that if you are here, hit that like button. It helps out a ton, too, to hit that like button. Let's see. iFOMO, thanks for joining iFOMO once again. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. What did Pokemartin say? What's the Pokemon's company's? Yeah, you don't even want to know what their profit margins are. Probably crazy right now. Yeah, I was actually just hearing that. And I've got one on display up there, but I've also got a couple of them in storage. The first edition boxes when they first came out. And I don't know if it's just someone's making fun of it. I actually really do enjoy them, and it sounds like the first edition ones are moving up a little bit, which is good. Glad to hear it. I just bought a few of them just because I thought it was cool. Once again, another one of the TCGs that actually has a good solid anime behind it, which gives it a little bit of an edge when it comes down to a startup. Didn't buy into a ton of it. Didn't go crazy and buy, thousands of booster boxes hoping for it. Overall gameplay, I've played it now too. I actually think it's a fairly decent play too. It actually was quite kind of fun. I'm just looking up TCG play real quick. I was just gonna see what we're looking at for the My Heroes Academia now. If you see me leaning over here, that's what I'm doing. All right. Let's see. JC, what are your thoughts on Champion's Path? I actually really like opening it up. Call me, but Champion's Path is an interesting one to me. A lot of people have been down on it lately just because it's only a Charizard hunt in it, and realistically, the set, shouldn't really exist. Let's be 100% honest. We sit there and look at it, and you actually, I guess the best thing I like about it is that if it should actually be in Darkness Ablaze and in Vivid Voltage, you could have taken this set and just put them in both them sets, put everything prospectively where it belongs, and it would have been just fine. It would have given, Darkness Ablaze a chase card better than that VMAX, and with that potentially shiny V Pokemon or secret rare inside of there. Could have gone the Champions or not Champions Path too. Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage could have gotten the Rainbow Zard in it, and you could have had a really good bolstering on both of those sets. But instead, they built Champions Path. Champions Path in general, to me though, is a fun Charizard chase. You automatically get a Charizard chase just by opening the ATB. You get that promo inside of there right away, which is a really nice looking promo overall. It's the shiny Charizard, just a regular Charizard instead of the shiny one that's inside of it. And the fun thing is, for me, is it's a fun chase for a Charizard. At the end of the day, there's always the opportunity, and there's two of them running around inside of this packs. Granted, it's Machampion's Path. There's a lot of Machamp hollows inside of it. But in general, I think overall, it's still fun for box breakers to open. And I'm seeing, even on TikTok and on whatnot, that there are a lot of Champions Path openings still, which to me means there's still interest in it. People enjoy the chase for the Charizard, and they will continue to open it, and it will continue to go up in price slowly. Overall, even though it's gotten a reprint, and even though it kind of came down at one point, it still likes to be around that $100 mark, which overall for a 3-year-old set, not a bad price overall. And I think it's going to continue to just keep sliding up really slow. It's going to be slow. I don't think it's going to be one of those sets that's going to accelerate at a crazy pace. But like even these ones you see, I've got them behind me. I bought them all at about $60 a piece. And like I said, it's a good set for a slow gainer. And once again, Charizard chases always tend to do fairly well. The set itself, kind of dumb that it exists, but it is what it is. They needed a holiday set, I guess, in 2020, and so that's what they came up with, is breakout cards that should have been in Darkness Ablaze to give Darkness Ablaze that heavier chase rather than the standard VMAX Charizard inside of that one. And then, of course, you go to Vivid Voltage, you could put the Rainbow Zard inside of there, or put both Zards in Darkness Ablaze, but you could also put it inside of Vivid Voltage and given Vivid Voltage another boost or another chase inside of there. So there's definitely some opportunities that were heavily missed in those particular sets because of Champions Path, but Champions Path itself still has a really decent price on that chase, and overall they're both really good looking Charizards. I do enjoy them. I think they're really good looking, especially the Charizard V version, not the V Max, but the V. The Rainbow Zard, it's all right, but I like I actually do like the V version of it. I'm just looking to see here because I don't keep track of My Heroes Academia that strongly. So what is that? This is the first one, right? Yeah, this is the unlimited or limited one. You type that in here? Nope. Let me do it this way. Sorry, I'm just trying to find. Why is it not giving me the option here? Probably just do this. So anyways, how's everybody doing so far this week? Like I said, I know for me, it's been a long weekend. I just got home from a trip. So, as I said this morning, we just got back from the Wisconsin Dells. Got back here about 5 o'clock, and then I hurried up and got into a live just so I was ready to rock and roll. Try to get everything ready. But hopefully you guys have had a good weekend coming into it. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. And once again, like I said, I was just kind of talking about scams. France, of course, was going through talking about the scamming. And, is it going to eventually hurt the Pokemon TCG? I don't think it's going to be one of those things that's going to damage the Pokemon TCG to actually stop people from enjoying it. Overall, like I said, if you sit there and look at the overall markets and you look at what's been happening, how many scams there were and how many there are now, in general, I would say it's down quite a bit. I think that people like to push that narrative and will always want to push that narrative just because of the fact that it's I don't know, it's just one of them things. People love drama. People like drama, and drama sells. If you can create a lot of drama, then you're going to get a lot of views. And if you want to be successful on YouTube, you need views. And If you're trying to build a channel quick, you're going to create drama, and so thus those are the places you need to go. I have tried to stay away from it personally, just because to me it's just not worth the drama. I personally like keeping the channel fairly clean and just talking about the issues that are going on, and try to leave other content creators alone. Content creators can do what they want. It's not my place to say what they are, and I have made the mistake in the past of doing that. And since then, I've just stayed away from it. I made a pledge, a year ago, that I wasn't going to name drop other content creators, and I was not going to talk about their content. If they want to do those kind of contents, they can. If you say something wrong in your content, I will not drop you into it, but I will correct it on my channel. I've done that. But I don't specifically say this person was wrong, it's their fault, their ideas are dumb. I just don't do that. Overall, it's just made things a little bit smoother on this channel. Yes, the growth has been a lot slower. I was hoping to be closer to 5,000 by the end of the year, but due to the fact that I don't push those kind of things and push those narratives, I'm going to end up probably right around 42, more than likely, which is all right. I'm okay with the slower growth, but a community that's stronger and a lot more in tune with what I'm talking about. I would rather you enjoy the hobby and be kind of relatively in the same ideal set as me. And if you want to be here, you want to be here because of you like the path that I show you. You like my vlog, you see the path that I'm going, and you want to experience that, or you're working towards the same goals. So currently, my big goals that I'm working on this channel are definitely just trying to become self-sufficient in this hobby completely. I don't want to be bringing in my personal money to enjoy this hobby, to grow my collection. I want to start using my current collection and my current part of the hobby to build its collection on its own. So I'm using things to sell, modern sealed booster boxes and things like that to continually, slowly, and it's not a full-time business. It never will be a full-time business. It's just a part-time hobby in my basement. Just like this, I'll sit down with YouTube and talk to you guys and kind of tell you where I'm at right now in the market. Currently, using TikTok. I mean, Josh and I talked about that last week on Tuesday. Had a long conversation. If you have not seen that, I would suggest going back and listening to Josh and me talk on a live, where we were discussing, our successes currently on TikTok, where the market's at, how Scarlet and Violet really does appear to us, being in here for a little bit longer and seeing all these era changes and how things progress typically in Pokemon, and taking advantage of this, the advantages you can have on TikTok right now. That's where the advantages really are. When it comes down to selling things right now, you can have really good success on TikTok. You can use that business platform right now, and it's not hard to really grow on it, which is nice. It's not like Facebook, even Instagram and that, where you have to be like Instagram, for example. To get a good footing in there, you really need to start posting every day, maybe 2-3 times a day, in order for that algorithm to really start pushing you to similar-minded content creators, start pushing you to Pokemon YouTubers or Instagram people, or pushing you in that direction. You really have to post several times a day. While TikTok, you can have a successful channel just by posting once, twice, 3 times a week. Whatever schedule works for you can make you successful and make things move on TikTok versus what we see currently with, a lot of other YouTube. Another one. You got to have so much content. You got to be really pushing it. And realistically, if I wanted to hit that 5,000 goal quickly, I would really need to start pushing videos out, like shorts every day and videos every day and lives more often. And it's just not something I have time for, number one. And number two, I just don't agree with using the algorithm to the point where I'm just trying to get people. I would rather grow a community of people that enjoy my content and are interested in what I'm doing and on a similar path than getting people who are just out there to make a cult and really just protect and get angry because other people disagree with what they're saying and what I'm saying. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's kind of the big thing in the community right now is I'm just trying to continue to grow. Have some fun. Check out the survey on the community page right now I just put up. I'm kind of curious to know what you guys think about that first PSA 10 Charizard that comes onto eBay, what it will sell for from the that big classic collection kit that's coming. we got that up there, so I'll post up the results for the first one when it comes up. I'm watching. I haven't seen one sold yet. So as soon as I see the English version sold, I will put that up, and then we'll see where we're at. Let's see. JC, my prized possession is a 25mm Pokemon. The first movie official trailer film reel unwatched. Wow. I've only ever seen one other on eBay. Yeah, wow. I've never even seen one personally. So if you've got that, that might be some big things right there, JC. Wow, that's kind of cool. I remember that movie coming out, and that was awesome when the movie came out. And I remember they were doing all the little promos. If 35mm, I don't know. I thought they came out in them little itty bitty CDs. I thought that was kind of the first movie I thought we got them, but yeah, that'd be something to be really cool to see. So otherwise, like I said, I hope you guys have had a good week so far. I didn't have much time to get this posted up just because I've been running around trying to get everything reorganized here. But I just want to touch on that because, the rev packs kind of got me thinking more and more about the scamming right now. And, the comments that were coming through on that video were very good comments. I think there were some really good points. A lot of people just pointed right to the fact that it was scam, that it's a scam. And it's one of those things that I could see how people would think it's a scam. Once again, you are scamming a lot of money off of people. But on the other hand, he's very clear on what you're getting. He's really clear on the odds. He lays it out really well for what your opportunities are in those particular packs. And at that point, it's more of a morale issue in my opinion. That's just me. My opinion is it's a morale issue more than it's a scamming issue. Granted, does he know that he's intentionally taking a lot of money off of these? All these, and it's not just PokeRev, guys. It's not just PokeRev. I broke his down because his are probably the first ones and the most famous ones. Those are the ones that seem to get always mentioned on a lot of channels. A lot of channels open them. They break them up to see what's inside of them. It's probably the most viewed videos out there right now when it comes to these creator mystery packs is in that part of it. So once again, that's why I continue to go with that particular pack. I mean, I can do it with Pokevault ones. You can sit there the Vault City ones. We can look at the Danny Phantom ones. I mean, we could look at, even the Shiny Vert ones, which to me, the Shiny Vert ones are pretty bad. I don't know why you'd buy those ones particularly. I mean, I looked through those, and in general, the Shiny Vert ones are very, very, very off of what people are looking for. It just seems like a bunch of random cards made into a God pack and thrown in there. And once again, I'm not beating on Shiny Vert, and I'm sure, price wise they're probably fairly good, but I'm sure once again the value of them is probably way in the favor of the creator on those. And like I said, it's just, to me, mystery packs just aren't a thing. There's just no value. I like opening mystery packs, like I said, on TikTok. People enjoy seeing them being opened. Would I buy a PokeRev pack or to open it up on TikTok and use it as content? Sure, I would probably do that. I think that would be the more likely use that I would use it for. But for my own personal trying to gamble for a chase pack inside of there, it's not the direction I would go. I would just go buy the chase packs if I wanted them. It's just going to end up being a better price for me. Even like the black and white, the sun and moon, packs, you can buy them a lot cheaper. So even if you pull those packs, you're way behind on that $55. There's not too many packs that you're going to get with 5 Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet packs in there currently, and get a Sun and Moon pack that's going to put you up to that $55. Same thing, with the Black and White era. You're going to maybe break even on some of them Black and White era, but even the cheapest ones in there were right around $23 to $24. So if you figure you can buy most Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet packs right now on average for around $3.50 a pack to $4 a pack. Even if you get 5 there, there's 20. You're only at $48 for a $55 pack. So you're still behind on those. The only way you make any profit on those is if you can hit one and get the fossil. And that's just not a good concept, in my opinion, to sit there and pay $55 on a hope and a dream that you'll get the 1 out of the 25 seeding that he's doing. That is the one thing that I will say. He's got the odds, and that's technically the seeding. But If you have made only 25 of them, yeah, I guess if you got them broken down, it's still the odds, but you're not necessarily, he's got a vat of these things. And plus, the other problem is that, for advertisement purposes, he's sending the loaded ones to Pokey Chloe. He's sending the loaded ones to Pokey Vault. He's sending the loaded ones to, Cool Trainer Ryan so that they get the silver and the gold packs inside of them, which means those are probably less of them in circulation currently when it comes down to it. So the people he wants is getting them also. And it's the same with all of them. That's their advertising scheme. They're not going to send 4 or 5 dud packs to Pokey Chloe. They're not going to send her 5 green enveloped mystery packs because it wouldn't look good for PokeRev. That's not a good look. That's not going to sell product. That's not going to make people go, oh my God, I need to buy these Rev packs because look, I'm getting all green packs. No, nobody's going to do that. So once again, it is the advertisement scheme when it comes down to mystery packs and they work with each other. They're definitely going to sell the better packs. But I would fall short of ever calling them a scam. I don't bet on things that are just a complete gamble that are out of my control. But some people have no problems and no issues doing that. And as long as that continues, these packs will be successful. They will continue to sell. And they will continue to be something that people are going to desire just because they want to have something from their favorite content creator. If you want something from your favorite content creator, you're going to spend the money on it. Why do people buy merch? Merch is actually a really overpriced t-shirt. And it's not even good quality t-shirts most of the time. That's one of the reasons I don't sell merch. People say, am I going to do that? No. If I could find a good quality merch store that actually sold at a decent price, I might sell some merch. If I'm making $1 or $2 per shirt, fine. I don't want to see the company making $1 and then the company selling a cheap t-shirt that just feels like crap for $23. So they're selling the shirt for $25 total. It doesn't make sense. And to me, that's just once again, it's a morale issue more than it is a scam issue when it comes down to the overall thought process on it. My morale just doesn't let me do that. Plus, giving another company a huge sum of money to make 1 or 2 t-shirts at a time just doesn't play out very well either. But I'm just interested to hear what you guys have to say. Like I say, I see you got a few viewers out there sitting there watching. What are your guys' thoughts on the overall value of these things? Are you thinking that they're scams? Do you think that it's maybe a morale issue? Do you enjoy mystery packs? Maybe you're the type of person out there currently that does enjoy these mystery packs, and it's something that you want to add to your collection or like to open for the risk. Let me know in the comments, what your guys are in the chat. What do you guys think about those? Is this something that you consider purchasing on a regular basis? Sorry, still 2 months later and my throat's still scratchy whenever I talk for a long period of time. But like I said, thank you everybody that's coming in. I'm looking on the YouTube just so everybody knows there's looks like a 45, maybe a minute delay to the video. So just so everybody's aware that if it seems like I'm taking a little bit to respond to you, it's because it is a little bit lagged. But that's okay. We'll keep working through it. We have to do what we do. But yeah, like I said, just to continue on that, I think it's more of a morale issue. iFOMO, thanks for putting that in. Yeah, mysteries scare me. I mean, to me, my luck has just never been good enough that if I don't have some control, and honestly, let's be 100% honest with you. If you want to look at pack odds and you want to talk about value of these things, how many of these do you have to open and hit a card of value that's even playable on some of these? I mean, a booster pack is still a small version of it. Yes, you're not paying, 60 to 100%. Well, you probably are. I mean, realistically, it's just cardboard. Once they get the machines running on these, how much does it actually cost Pokemon to build a pack of Pokemon cards? I would be really interested to know if anybody has that statistic out there. Maybe Mason, if you're sitting around out there, maybe you do. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard people say that too. They weigh. Scarlet and Violet seems to be very weighable. Mystery packs, once again, mystery packs are a whole nother animal. Overall, I just stay away from them. They worry me. There's a lot of concern to me that they're too easy to manipulate. They're too easy not to get things done. Get what you want out of them and spend way too much money to not get what you want out of them. Derek Lavender, I would never waste my money on a mystery anything. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, I, I don't waste my money on mystery anything for myself. Like I said, for content creation, I buy mystery products for content creation because, once again, it's really something that drives views. You know, especially on like TikTok and things like that. People are trying to see what's inside some of these mystery products to decide if they are actually of value or if they should stay away from them. And that's a big factor. So, like talking about on a PokeRev video, I opened this up and I'm gonna put up the videos on TikTok. But like this mystery pack, this one actually for value wise wasn't too bad because I did get an Evolving Skies in it. So, you know, it's $24, but you get Evolving Skies, Lost Origins. I did not get Shining Fates, and I did not get a Heart Gold Soul Silver. But once again, it's a little bit better for the percentages when it comes down to it to buy this than it does to buy a Rev Pack. So, yeah, that's where that one sits. iFOMO, yeah. Scarlet and Violet is weighable. Yeah, it is. I know that all the packs so far are weighable. Even Pokemon 151 is weighable. So everything in Scarlet and Violet right now, we're back to the weighable stuff. Which, once again, buying loose packs is really, really worrying to me. And I would not be buying loose packs on the open market for any Scarlet and Violet stuff currently. Hopefully they change that. I've been hoping that they go and correct that and do something about the weighability of those packs. But personally, I don't see them having any interest in doing so. If they haven't done it in the first 4 packs here and started putting back in, you know, the weighted code cards, so going back to these with the green and the white, you know, it's not going to change. And that's going to continue to be an issue, especially futuristically when it comes down to the resale of these packs. Buying loose packs from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is going to be extremely difficult unless they're in sealed products. But I've heard people even saying that you can take like these tins and weigh them. I don't know if anybody knows in the chat. Is there any validity to that? I have not. I haven't even pulled my scale out. It's probably covered in dust over here in the corner for a long time. But maybe I should try it to see if you could actually do the tins. I'd be kind of curious to know if you could, because I got my scale here and I haven't touched it in like 2 years, but it's here. Kanto Green, do you collect any PSA 10 Pokemon cards? I don't really care about the grade. Gonna be 100% honest with you. Do I have PSA 10 Pokemon cards? Yes, I have PSA 10 Pokemon cards. Do I care about the grade as much? No, because even you can see, you know, my display back here is not PSA 10s. It's more just my Flareon, a bunch of my Flareon cards that I think are really cool, but they are not specifically PSA 10s. I don't really care about grading because grading is so subjective that it really doesn't mean anything personally to me to sit there and get 10s. For me, I like the art of the cards. I like Flareon as a character. So for me, I'm not necessarily looking for PSA 10s. Would I eventually maybe try and upgrade all my cards so I have a PSA 10 and 1 in them eventually? I want to. I would like to, just to have consistency through it. So I always figured the two 9.5s, I'll probably crack them at some point in time and then send them over to PSA versus the CGC, just because I hate CGC anymore. Their consistency is worst of all of them, but I do think that overall I'll switch them, but they don't need to be 10s. I'll display them. My collection is just specific Pokemon more than it is the grading part of it. Especially currently, I just want to get all of them, and then I could always decide if I want to go that route or not. Mewtwo too. I've got a lot of Mewtwo cards. Some of them are graded, some of them are not. I do like these because they're at least, you know, the gradable. This one I graded myself just because I wanted to get it in a case to display it, because it's probably one of my favorite Flareon cards right now is the alternate art, and I do want to get the alternate art from what should have been an Evolving Skies and then ended up being in a promo box. I want to get that particular card from the Japanese graded too, just so I have it for displayability. I do enjoy that card. I thought it was really well done. Really, really, awesome character alternate art on that particular one. So, but yeah. So the answer to the question I would say is, do you collect any PSA 10 Pokemon? I do not. I would not say I'm collecting them. Most of them that I have that I actually purchase or do anything with are with the intention of either A, selling if I grade them, then B, selling. Unless they're Flareon. Flareon is really the only exception I have, but the grade is really not important for me on Flareon. It's just whether or not I actually have them or not. That's what the bigger part is in my collection on that one. Let me see. How do I even use this thing? It's been so long since I used my scale. I don't even remember how to use it. Let's see. Yeah. So if I put that on there, 20. Perfect. I feel like it's easy to unload my raw cards to people that are going to grade them. If they're good quality, absolutely. It's a really easy market overall to grade them. There's a lucrative market for grading, and if we can source decent cards for grading, then yeah, absolutely. I'm continually and always looking for a great card or a great person to do that. And yes, if they're good, if I find a good source that can tell me these are really good quality, I will pay those people a little bit extra just to know that I'm going to get quality cards from them. Canto Green, do you think vintage standard PSA 10 is not really PSA 10 compared to the modern grading standard? That's a good debate. The PSA 10 grading scale was easier before. So I do, and I have it written down somewhere, and I don't remember where, but I probably on my phone. But I do have it written down that there is a serial number of where they changed the grading, how difficult the grading was on those particular cards. Now it seems like PSA 10 might be backing down again a little bit. So I don't know if that even really matters anymore. Because originally, yes, it was more difficult to get a 10 for a while, especially on vintage cards. Vintage was, WotC era cards actually got graded pretty easy, and then they got really hard during the boom. And now I hear people saying that PSA in general is starting to back off a little bit again and starting to grade cards that aren't even close to perfect. So it's could be a good debate to have overall if it's going to be something that's going to continue to be there or not. So we're going to do a little experiment. I haven't done a weighing experiment since, Jesus, I haven't even opened the scale up since Chilling Reign. So this pack is 22.3. I'm just doing Obsidian Flame. We're going to see what we get here live. And this is 22.5. So this one is quite a bit heavier than the Charizard pack. So we're going to open both of these quick. So I'm going to open up the Charizard pack first. And like I said, I don't condone grading. I really don't do much of it anymore. Just weighing. For anybody that's out there, let's see if I can get. There you go. So we're going to see what we can get here real quick. So in theory, since Scarlet and Violet is weighable, the Dragonite pack should have something in it. Maybe it's the light ones. I honestly don't even know what the grading is, but the heavier one was a Dragonite by quite a bit. So nothing there, and nothing in that one. So we're going to test her right now. So this is the Dragonite pack. And like I said, this one was coming up at 22.55 versus 22.3. Watch me pull the Charizard SAR. That would be funny. So here we go. We're going to try this one now. Not taking it off the screen. Not playing it. Oh my god. Check this out. I'm not moving anything. Check out the code card. The black ink ran out on that one. Good thing it's just a code card. So there you go. Got a Leaf Energy. Feel like I'm doing this in my car. I just pulled. Oh, I'm an idiot. Pulled the back card. I know what's on the back card, but that doesn't mean nothing. I didn't pull the reverse. See? So what happens when you do stuff you don't normally do. Come on, Charizard SAR. Okay, here we go. We're going into the first one. Now see? Didn't work out. So Interesting. Even though they were quite a bit difference in weight, my scale's still zeroed. I got 5 packs here. We're gonna keep trying this. So we got 2.5. We got 0.5 now. So we're gonna open this one. Technically another heavy pack, but compared to the first one, we'll see. See, that's where I question it. Sometimes I question the whole weighing thing, because even that was a considerable amount of weight difference. You know, 0.2 is a lot of weight difference. You would have thought there would have been a hit inside of there, and there was nothing. Yeah, see, this one's 0.5. So we got an EX on that one. So that one was the middle ground. I'll set that there. Got a couple more. I got 5 total. We're going to do 5 of them here live tonight and see what we can find out. So this one's 2.4. So another middle ground one. So not as heavy as the 2.55. Not as heavy as the 2.5. But I'm going to start her off with a Psychic Energy. So yeah, not as heavy. Kind of in the middle. Well, we're going to see what we're going to get. All right, we got a pedal fan. Did not get everyone in there. See, a middle ground got a texture C. So right now, so far, the only one that's hit was the 22.5. So the last one I got, Tyranitar pack, and this one is even heavier. This is the heaviest one yet, and this is 22.57, 568. So once again, we're going to open this one up. This will be our last chance, boys and girls, to test this weight theory, but I just picked these up at Walmart too, so they're not that old. Just picked these up on the new discounted price. And if anybody doesn't know, at least all the Walmarts in the Midwest have dropped theirs down to $3.74. And going in the southern part of the state, it's amazing how they don't have any product whatsoever. Like if I go down to like Madison area by us, there's no product. I couldn't find anything Pokemon. Nope, nothing there. And nothing. So I don't know how much legitimacy there is to the weighing, or how, if there's like a specific band you're looking for. But out of what I just pulled, there really was no weighability to that I could see. Now, granted, it's a small sample size. If you're going to do it, you really should buy a booster box. Bust open a booster box, split out a booster box, and then see what it overall comes out to be. What we got here? iFOMO, they had to liquidate for the end of the year. I think so. They were sitting on a lot of stock, especially the cardboard blisters. Because right now, I know both of my Walmarts have probably thousands of cardboard blisters for Scarlet and Violet. There ain't anything for Sword and Shield, but yeah, for Scarlet and Violet, there are a ton, and I mean a ton of them. So there is no shortage when it comes down to Scarlet and Violet packs right now at Walmart, which isn't always a bad thing. In general, it's fun. It's nice being able to just go to the store and, you know, if I'm looking for Scarlet and Violet, I can just actually pick Scarlet and Violet up and pick up what I want. It's actually kind of fun. If I want to go do Obsidian Flame, I go buy Obsidian Flame. If I want to do Palladium Evolve, I can go do Palladium Evolve. If I want to go do, you know, Paradox Rift, I can go buy Paradox Rift. I can do all of them. They have everything in stock. They've got all the product. The only thing that they're missing really are ETBs. There are no Paradox Rift ETBs. There are no Evolve or Palladium Evolved, but there are some Obsidian Flame ETBs, and then there are Pokemon 151 ETBs. But I think you're right. I mean, they kind of do this at the end of the year sometimes, especially in normal Pokemon markets, is we see them start to liquidate some of those packs, trying to get them to move, to get rid of them off the shelf, especially if there's really high quantities. I think the biggest thing is that you kind of forget about it because it's been, 2 years since we've actually seen them try and liquidate packs at the end of the year. And that's a big factor when it comes down to it, is that the liquidation just isn't happening yet. Wow, my video is way behind. I'm still opening packs on. So you guys know I'm still opening packs on YouTube, and I've already answered a bunch of questions. So sorry about that. Apparently it's getting really, really further away. Let's see. Welcome, Saul P. No one really wants Paradox Rift around me. The shelves are stacked with that and Scarlet and Violet. Huh. Paradox Rift is actually selling really well around here. That's probably the least available. Obsidian Flame is taking up a giant chunk of our shelf right now. But granted, the pull rate was pretty easy. The overall Charizard hunt was easy, so there's a lot of them that came out of it, and it's understandable why that would be there. So, granted, it might be a regional thing, but Paradox Rift has actually been selling really well around here. So, once again, like I said, thanks everybody that's sitting here watching. Like I said, I know I'm way behind right now on the video. It's about 5 minutes behind, so I'm still on my last pack of... I do like Scarlet and Violet. I agree, iFOMO. Oh, don't worry about it. I do really enjoy Scarlet and Violet. I personally do. I know some people really don't. I think overall the art is fantastic in it. I think overall it's a really nicely done set so far. Granted, they haven't gotten the pull rates to where they should be, but once again, we don't necessarily see them get everything in line. We're still waiting for the next, like we talked about with Josh last week. Once again, if you haven't seen it, go back and check it last week. But talking to Josh, that's one thing we were talking about is that the next set coming up after Shiny Treasures here, or Paldean Fates, when we get past that set, we will probably see a new mechanic put in there, a new card type, a new rarity put into Scarlet and Violet. When that happens, that is when we might be seeing the chase start to begin. That's when we might see Scarlet and Violet start doing something, is when we get that rarity factor in there. Now you got to remember, even the boom in 2020 didn't occur until after the first 4 sets were really already announced and released. So, and even now, looking back at those sets, they're the dullest sets of Sword and Shield. And that's where we are currently inside of the Scarlet and Violet block. And it's the same thing in Sun and Moon. So we see the same trends always occurring. And Pokemon has a habit, and it's habitual, and it will continue to go on. Gold Stars. I think Gold Stars are a very good possibility. I hope they do. Josh and I were talking about that, and that would be freaking awesome if they did a different, even some different variation, but similar to a Gold Star. I think the Pokemon community would go absolutely crazy since we went back to EX, and we're back to the EX era. Let's see. I'm going to go back to yours, Saul P. What do you think of the newest set that came out, the Shiny Treasures? I think it looks really cool. I'm excited to get it in English. It's going to be kind of cool to see what the pull rates are, and see what we actually see when it comes down to it. It's going to be really cool. I think overall, I think that it's going to be a little bit laid back. I can see it being similar to Shining Fates. It's not going to be Hidden Fates. Don't get me wrong. And that's going to be an interesting factor. It's not going to be as good as Hidden Fates. Do I see it being as good as, being as good as Shining Fates? Yes. I can see it being very similar to Shining Fates. I think a Pikachu in there is going to be probably one of the hotter cards. People are really going to be chasing that. Charizard looks really sweet. The Japanese version, I know it's been pulled a couple times now. I've seen it on TikTok Lives and on Twitch, We're seeing really nice art. That Charizard looks fire. Once again, this is going to depend on the pull rate of that Charizard in English. How hard is it to get it? Will it become a chase? Is there a reason to chase that? Or is it going to be very easy to pull? If it's easy to pull, that's going to really hinder that set's performance. If it's difficult to pull and takes a lot of packs to do so, like we saw with Hidden Fates and Shining Fates, it may drive that set up, and we might actually see something go off here in Scarlet and Violet. Hopefully, we'll see something go off in Scarlet and Violet. It would be really nice to get a chase or get a set with a decent pull rate or harder pull rate with a chase rate that would bring people in to do it. Let's see, bro. Anything? You just mix it up a bit. No Charizard, please. Well, I'm sorry, iFOMO, but I already got the. I just pulled the gold Zard the other night when I was on TikTok. I was doing an opening on TikTok, and I was finishing up, just kind of dragging my feet a little bit, waiting for someone to get in for their order, and I pulled the gold Charizard. So I was just, but granted, that's the third one I've pulled. So once again, that's what I'm talking about. Pull rates with Obsidian Flame. I've pulled 3 of these so far. This is very easy to pull, and it's showing in the price. The price is dropping. The value is going down because the pull rate is too easy on it. Same with the SAR inside of there. Now we've pulled the SAR twice. So once again, it's really, really interesting on that factor, how that's all panning out. And hopefully the pull rates get better, more difficult. It would make it a harder chase, and it will make it, more desirable if we can get more chases in this. And when we get that new rarity coming up, Pokemon's habitual. It's a cycle. It will have a new rarity, and when that rarity comes out, the pull rates might become more difficult. That's when we're going to see like the VMAX alternate arts, where it's 1 per 2 to 3 cases of pull cards, because there'll be 1 VMAX alternate art per case, and there's 12 different ones in there. Then it really makes it very difficult to pull some of those VMAXs and alternate arts. And when we get that kind of rarity again, that's when Pokemon will start to go back up. And what happens is if they can get that to happen, they can get the pull rates right, they can get everything lined up, it'll start pulling everything up behind it, and the rest of Scarlet and Violet will just come up because, number one, you might start getting some scarcity to products. Once you get some scarcity to products, that starts to create hype and FOMO. When you create hype and FOMO, people start buying everything around it because they want to buy something and they want to gamble, and they'll buy everything else around it. So there's always those things that may come up when it comes down to these sets. But like I said, guys, I'm at my hour, just crossing the hour, so I'm going to probably start calling her quits here tonight. I'm not going to be doing a video tomorrow just because of the lack of time. I did not get one recorded ahead of time. And so I don't want to put out a crap video. I'd just rather skip it. I'll probably throw out a short tomorrow. Once again, everybody that's out there, if you want to help out the channel, a great way to help out the channel is hit that membership. It's 99 cents, and then I continue to put stuff up on the backside to start out with. Currently, I've got that calculator that I showed the last time in there, and that will be moving the Discord here. I'm just waiting for some opinions on it, some feedback on that particular piece. And then probably around the 14th, mid next week, I will be moving that to Discord. So I will make that available to everybody for a tool for you to be able to calculate your stuff. I just wanted to give some presidential treatment to my membership back there, so they got first dibs on it to be able to test it out, try it out, and also give me feedback if there's any changes, which I haven't gotten any. So I'm hoping it's working pretty decently. I've been using it quite a bit, and it seems to work really well for me to just get a good visual. Once again, that's one of those tools that I added up, and it's on a video 2 weeks ago when I was talking about tools. And then, of course, the Dragon Shield tool is on there, too, if you guys want to check that out and how it starts up and runs. But other than that, guys, I'm going to be calling it a night here on a Tuesday. Hopefully, you guys are having a good week. Hopefully, it continues to move forward for you guys and you won't have any issues. And I hope to see you next week on our next live. We'll be talking on next Tuesday. I'll try and get that live up ahead of time. I know that was my fault just because of the fact that I was so busy. But once again, greatly appreciate for everybody that's coming out there to the lives and joining me. I see you got 17 people, staying pretty consistent right around there. Between 12 and 15 people here, 12 and 17 people most of the night. Greatly appreciated for everybody that's come out and joined. hopefully you guys have a good week. And for everybody else out there, we'll see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.